Oh, no,
something
no.
like that. Just wanted to let you know.
I've
We're a very awesome
done,
group of people.
this might be number 6.
Oh, perfect, okay. Wow.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Just to let you know, we are being recorded as of right now. And like my co-chair said, my name is Gladys Sandel. I'm one of the co-chairs. And this is,
Hi, my name is Brentley Winstead. I'm the other co-chair for this committee.
and what we want to do is at the beginning, just let you talk, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, the business, anything you want us to know, and then we'll go around and ask questions. Some of them will be clarifications on what you already filled out, and other ones might be based on what you said today.
Okay, no
So,
problem.
and you are Gregory, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Gregory, go ahead. Yes.
How you doing? I'm Gregory Carnegie. I'm the owner of Interstate 420, which is a consultant company that I put in place to help my friends and family into the cannabis business.
Can you bring the
So
microphone
right now,
closer? The mic closer.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So they can
Okay,
record you
so
better.
right now we have 4 locations that's open. We're also opening 3 more by the end of the month. One is in, well, we just opened today, Briarwood, Queens, which is Queens Boulevard and Hillside-ish area. We're opening Kew Gardens, which is on Main Street and Union Turnpike, and then we're also opening Queens Plaza North. So those are some of, and those are just the ones in Queens. We have one on the Upper West Side in Manhattan, on 72nd and Amsterdam, and another one on 38th and 2nd. So, and then I'm the one that runs the company to help everybody with the operations, help them with investments, help them with accounting, everything that helps the business be sustainable. I'm the one that kind of put the company together to help with that. One of the things with Austin Street, one is I'm from Queens, so I'm from Jamaica, Queens. When I heard the Austin Street address went up, we went for it, we went there. So we had a lease, but we found out that there's 2 leases out, so we don't necessarily have the proximity protection. But I still wanted to come in until we get it, just in case we get it in the next week or so. I already introduced myself and heard any questions, anything anybody had to ask.
Just for my knowledge, you just mentioned the lease, because that was something that we did have a question about, of the location. Could you just clarify, what do you mean by proximity protection?
So for proximity protection, we have to take, let's say either a lease or a LOI to OCM to make sure that it's protected with proximity. So to make sure it's the right amount of feet away from schools, churches, and another location. Those are the main things that you have to qualify.
So, hi, Marcel Ashley Cabori, a board member.
Yes.
So you're saying that there are 2 locations right now that you're currently sourcing in the neighborhood? One of them is the one that's on this application. Is there another location?
Oh, no, we have the other locations already.
Okay, got it. And then what you were saying as far as the other locations that you talked about, is that Interstate 420 or is that just a little higher?
It would be under just a little higher.
Okay.
But Interstate 420 is a consultant company that I run.
Okay.
So for me to be able to kind of talk on behalf of other licenses, I kind of have that kind of company. Otherwise, OCM look at it like I control them, so to say. So I have to have the consultant company on back, so I could talk on behalf of my children. Otherwise, they kind of have to do it also.
But the other locations that you mentioned earlier are just a little higher locations?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So the address that you gave is at 7164 Austin Street. This is the lease that you provided to us. It's currently occupied with the fish shop
Yes, some fish person's supposed to leave.
that has been here forever.
Yeah, I just know they're supposed to leave. That part would be the landlord, but when they offered it to us, the fish shop's supposed to leave by March. I don't know if that's still true or they gotta wait, but the fish person's supposed to leave for us to take that location.
Do we know the circumstances for their vacancy?
No,
All right, thank you.
all right.
Oh, by the way, I'm Heather Demetriadis, I'm the chair of the board. Sorry, I was freaking rude.
You was in zone.
I am, sorry.
Hi, Gregory. So my name is Kevin Lee. I'm a board member. I see that you want to operate out of 7164 Austin Street. Are you aware that on 7255 Austin Street there is a Catholic Academy?
I believe so. Is that the one right on Austin Street? If you came out the door to the right, yes.
Yes. is there any concern just running a pot shop just so close in proximity to?
What it qualified in terms of the map, like the proximity it qualified?
No, in
My
terms-
worry is, well, with cannabis, underage couldn't come in the establishment whatsoever. So it's not like they can come inside the establishment. It's nothing outside of the establishment that's kind of like eye-catching the children, at least with our store. I can't speak for every operator's they own. But for our stores, we don't put nothing flashy. It's not like decorative smoke, somebody with a blunt or smoke coming out. It's none of that. It looks like a regular store. It's not outside of the QR code, which is there to make sure people realize it's a real location. It's nothing else that will make somebody realize it's a smoke shop or weed dispensary or anything like that.
Will you be displaying a sign prominently, a prominent sign that will say that you have to be age 21 or older to enter?
Yes, you
Like,
put that in front.
prominently.
Yes, you put a big 21 plus sign.
And I know, Brantley, you answered this question earlier, but is it my understanding that you will not be selling any like potato chips or
No.
soda,
Yes, that's
anything that
correct.
attracts like young
Children,
adults and
no.
youths?
Yeah.
Um,
And just to let you know, you have to be ID'd to come in. So like, once you get to the door, literally you have to be ID'd to come through the rest of the spot. So it's not like, if somebody is underage, it's not like they can A, see it from outside, because our windows have to be frosted, but B, you have to be checked in to go towards the sales floor anyway.
Another one of the concerns that Kevin brought up before was that vaping products attract younger people. And I did notice in the application that you filled out, the vaping will be some of the products that you will be offering. There is a middle school that is close, not so close, it's about a mile away, but the area where your location will be at is an area that the kids use to walk
Yes.
around. So that could be something that can attract them. So it's just something to consider.
Okay.
That might, maybe something that you don't offer or something that's not visually appealing to them
To
when they
children.
walk in, because I'm assuming that in other stores, it's something where they can walk in and purchase.
Yeah, and
So-
those are legal, just for clarity. If,
Yeah, no.
if they could come in another store, it's illegal. You definitely can't do that in our world at all.
I'm sorry to hog the mic, but can you tell me the, I want to get into Can you give me the dimension of the sign, of the signage that you plan to put?
Well, that goes by the board and the town. So that's not something we can make on our own. Y'all have to give us that okay.
Board knows this, your other establishments, on guards,
It's on and unarmed. It's not only on.
all of them?
Yes, all of them are.
When do you have the on guards?
Definitely on the weekends and most time like 8, like they come in like the second half, which could be 6 to closing, and definitely on the weekends, Friday, Saturday,
What do you have
Sunday.
on guards?
They just, some boards recommend it. It's not like us on our own. Some boards do it, some boards don't. Every board haven't done it.
They requested that?
Some requested, yes. Like, so what's weird is Troy, New York requested it, Upper West Side didn't request it at all.
If,
If the board didn't request it, you still, like, are you putting the armed guards, whether or not, they can walk at all of your
We
locations?
would put guards regardless, but armed goes by the boards. If they request armed, then we'll do armed also. But we do security regardless, licensed, security, bonded, insured, we do regardless.
so we say we don't want it, you would not have it.
Yeah, if that's what it says.
Yeah, because I think our conversations, and David, tell me if I'm mistaken, is that we care much more that your guards are trained in de-escalation,
Yes,
more so than being an armed guard situation. You're the first applicant out of many that we've seen that's actually given this to us as an option, and it's not an option that we fancy.
yeah.
I think we do much prefer the unarmed guards with the soft skills of de-escalation.
Yes.
Because this isn't really a community, I think, that would like to have that even.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not,
Yeah.
we're not down.
Don't worry, I'm from Jamaica, I fully know Western Street
No.
very well.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just one other quick question. You want to answer?
No.
No, okay.
I'm
Here's another question. You've been to the location,
Yes.
so you're not gonna have delivery right away, right?
We would want it, but
I'm not-
OCM.
Yeah, I'm not leading you on it.
Okay.
Right now, when you open up. you
No,
probably
it won't
won't
be
have-
immediate, no.
Okay. Do you expect people in cars to come up to the store?
Well, we
You
hope
know,
that it would be
you know
for
Austin
walk.
Street, you know Austin.
Yes,
Street.
we would think it would be more for people walking through the area than more driving.
Right.
I don't think it's a big drive area for Austin Street.
Yeah, but I'm just, no, it's not on you, but just from, you've been there, right?
Yes, a
So
lot.
that street is very busy.
Yes, since I was a little kid.
Oh, you were, okay. Me too, me too.
Yes.
We're both on that same page. What I'm saying is, the car, that could cause a little bit of a problem. That's why maybe, you should have somebody just keep an eye on that.
Yes.
Because if they park that car, the transaction's not gonna take 5 minutes.
Yeah,
They're gonna walk in there, gonna scan it and all that, so just think about that,
Yes.
what you could do about that.
Okay.
To avoid that, I'm not saying you gotta tell the person, go around the block 8 times.
Yeah.
What I'm just saying is, just think about that.
Okay.
Moving forward.
yes.
Just want to remind everyone to please silence or put your phones on vibrate, please. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question about your logo. This is the first one we've seen with the cannabis leaf on it, and according to,
My logo should, no, that's inside.
oh, that's
That's
inside?
not exterior, yeah, you just
Okay,
scared
so
me.
when we ask.
I'm about to say something's
Okay,
wrong,
I-
because mine don't have.
Just to be clear, in case you come to see us again, hopefully, whatever, you don't give us this, because what we're looking for is the signage of the location. Because when we saw this, we all were sort of like, I don't think, and so I checked, and my answers were, yeah, no. And so, what's the logo that would be on the outside? Is the company gonna be just a little higher?
Well, just a little higher is the company if you want.
But the logo that would be displayed won't be this.
No, well, that's the logo that will be displayed inside. The
Right, but you can't
exterior
display this
logo,
outside.
if y'all want to pass this around,
Oh,
this is the exterior logo. So the exterior logo is literally all right.
Yeah, that's all looking at, Marine location, got a lot of press.
Is that neon
Because the
light?
other ones you just opened, right?
Neon light.
The other
Let me
ones
look
you
at it.
just opened, but like when I look at it from Murray Hill, you just see just a little higher. You don't see the others.
yeah, but you're also, but you're also not allowed to use neon.
Then that right there, they just put in some, maybe the color changes. Like with a lot of hours, the color changes, so maybe the color changes. But that's not on right now.
That's what I said.
Okay, because what's been explained to us is that the aesthetic would be a very simple, sort of like an Apple store, very clean, very, not bland, but,
Well, you saw that's literally all right with 2 lines.
yeah.
Except for the neon, but like I said,
Because
it's
it can't
not
be
on.
attractive, that's the
Yes,
whole
it can't be
attractive.
attractive to children.
But that was approved by
Right.
OCM.
Yes.
Sign.
Yes.
Is your sign approved by OCM?
Mhm.
I'm sorry, OCM continues to mystify me.
But can the community board take a step?
Yeah,
Now
if you feel a
also-
certain kind of way, yes.
There's no deep on the stencil.
Right, and that sign there,
Right, and that's Murray Hill. So the stencil has, the stencil on the window has it, but doesn't have the.
yeah, and that one doesn't have the neon. I think if I'm hearing from people,
No, like I said, with a lot of their, I don't know what they call it, but it changes colors. So they could change it different. Can't say why they pick neon, but it changes different colors. And I can show you all of this on my phone where a lot of people change colors. and everything.
Go ahead.
All right, good evening, Robert Ash, board member. First of all, obviously it's, Tony, you're the equivalent of, we're gonna say a permanent expediter for family members. Is that a correct statement?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, I'm a small business guy. I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Filed 20, 30 applications for different family members, and whoever won the lottery now has a store, right? And this specific store, and I'm not calling you out for that, brother. Like,
No, I don't.
I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not. I'm
Right.
coming for everybody.
You're not the first person that did it, and not the first person that we visited doing this. But Vincent is your relative,
Co-applicant, yes.
co-applicant, but not relative.
Not relative.
Okay.
Corey Gilmore is my son.
Corey Gilmore's your son. Okay. I don't even think he's on here. But so who's gonna be running this store?
So we have a bunch of operators from every store, and we kind of up-teach. So we let whoever let's say might be a lead at another store, when we open a new one, we upgrade them, or we let them start in as a lead, and as they go, we let them become management. But if you look at Tony Kelly, different people that's under I-420, we kind of put the structure around to make it where it's very like more sophisticated people's involved in our business rather than just like my son and his friend and things of that
We're
nature.
building a franchise.
Yes.
I'm-
Or what? Say that again?
You're building a franchise, a network.
No, but what that's the term. What I'm trying to do is put more importantly, my children, but all my friends and family in the strongest way that they can work together. And us kind of doing it this way is the best way that we feel. One is I wouldn't be able to talk to them if they was kind of to the side by themselves. So the way I did it, and I did everything through the reg, I try to do it as strong as me having a voice to help them, because as everybody know, not everybody care, not everybody's gonna make it. So as much as I'm involved, the better it is for me to feel that my children can have the right, leadership with them to make it. My son is 30, my daughter's 21, she just turned 21 and she has a dispensary. So to me, the best thing for me to do is be the person that talks for them.
Understood. Okay. There was a second part to that question. I lost myself. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if I may, I applaud you for doing the right thing, like going through this process and trying to run a legal cannabis business. One thing that I'm really concerned about are really the legal shops and the way that they do business.
The
illegal
Okay.
shops.
Yep.
Because it's all about the eye candy, it's all about the attractions with the soda, with the neon lights, with the potato chips. And I would hope that your shop, with the signage, I don't have a lot of clarity on the logo, and I'm very much opposed to any neon.
Yep.
I think that.
Which OCM is also, just for clarity. Or was, a lot of the rules changed.
That's what
so
it says online.
Yeah, so that's why I said, I know that the colors alternate on our sign, but I can't say.
But you can't speak to the one that's gonna be here.
No, I don't know what they're called, so yeah, I can
He's
see.
saying the sign changes colors.
Colors, yeah,
So
like
not
a
that
lot
he
of,
doesn't know what color will be. It
yeah.
could be any color.
Like
that
he
they want
changes
to
the
be.
colors, like he got a bunch of, like even inside the stores, he got those same type of things, and they change colors.
It's
So
too
the-
much. I would say that any business that operates here in Forest Hills should be reflective of the characteristics of this neighborhood and community. And to the extent that we can encourage that discreetness and that professionalism just in terms of running a shop. Because when I'm walking down Austin Street, when I'm walking on Metropolitan Avenue, like I see the illegal shops. They didn't come to us. They're blatantly running their business with neon lights. They want young kids, ages 10 to 17 to come in, to start vaping, to start using. It's too much. And
Yeah.
so between that and between the proximity to Our Lady Queen of Martyr, those are two very key concerns for me.
Yeah.
Quick question, you mentioned it's a family business, you're part of is that what it is? If you mentioned your kids, I
No,
was
it's
a
not a
little
family
confused with that.
business. What it
Okay.
is when we started this, me and my children kind of was like, look, I had a sneaker and clothing store. We was like, look, I want to do something that, kind of could go further. So I'm like, look, what I'm willing to do is y'all got whatever money for school, y'all got whatever money left. If y'all want, jump into this is what I'm doing. And we just see how it works. We was hoping we get kind of a little bit, so to say, but as a family, we got a lot of them. So it's like, look, after we realized, we read more and more of the regs, and I said, look, I think I should put a concern company together. We have very high-end accountants, financial attorneys, corporate attorneys, and everything that's kind of put together to help our structure grow. And the best way to do it is with the concern company, because they can kind of work for all of us instead of only for one of us at a time.
And one of the things it mentions on the application is that Vincent is the majority owner. Do you know what's the percentage that he owns and the percentage that you own? Because it seems that you're making a lot of the decisions, and I know that you're the one bringing the expertise,
Yes.
but I just.
So no, he's involved. He owns 51%. So it's not kind of like I'm telling him about the area. I'll tell him everything. He comes here. He visits. He was here for I think about a week already. That we stayed and we kind of just hung out in Cabana. Like we went to all the little shops that I kind of know of. So he witnessed how it is. He liked it, and he said he's with it if I think it could go.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can you elaborate though, you said 51%, where is the other percentage, high level, who?
Oh, so my son, Corey Gilmore. So if I'm not mistaken, Corey's at 40, maybe 44 or 46.
Okay,
And then it's Herbert Sexton that's at whatever that changes to equal 100. So Vincent has the majority, which is the 51%.
got it, okay. See, I'm sorry.
On the first page, right here.
Okay, I live in this neighborhood for a long time. Austin Street is the hangout of all the kids that have grown in this town, in this area. And now if you watch TV, you notice so many commercials against the bands, and they portray teenagers.
The vapes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. You see how dangerous it's going to be, because every time they smoke, it's 51, it's the equivalent of 51 cigarettes. I don't know if you know that.
Of the cannabis, I think that's
No,
regular
the
vape.
bags.
Yes, the
Okay,
double.
it's the equivalent of 51 cigarettes, okay? And it's gonna be a country, with all these respiratory issues. Can you just try not to offer that product
Like
in your
push
store?
vapes, period, or you saying specific? Because remember, anything tobacco we can't sell. We only sell THC and I think like, the Delta 8, which is still an off-brand of THC. So we can't sell like nicotine products whatsoever.
No?
No. All right.
Hi, so I just want some little more clarity since you're mentioning, you said Vincent Ross, I'm just picking up on what you say you visited for a week. It says here in the application that he is the employee in charge, which means he was supposed to be, he is meant to kind of be on site daily. Now, that doesn't mean that that's not the case.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say, once we open, not yet.
Okay, so he will be.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
yes. Everybody has to work at the store.
Great. And then my last question is, you mentioned that you grew up here and he came in for a week, but have you actually stayed in Forest Hills for like a late evening? Because these hours, I'm not saying they're final, but they're a little late. And I'm kind of piggybacking off of what Kevin said in reflection of the neighborhood. The neighborhood tends to slow down around 9:30.
So let me tell you,
Okay.
yes, so you're 100% correct. And once again, it's kind of like we put whatever and the board tells us, just to give y'all clarity, right? So Queens Plaza, we literally have to be open 80 hours a week or something like that. But that's not every location. So it's up to the board, like, so you see how y'all usually close down at 9? I would kind of close down when y'all say close down. So it usually be like right wherever everybody else closed down. And that's, that's what the board look at, and it's based on the community. Every community is not the same.
Any other questions?
Thank you. Are there future plans for online transactions, and can somebody else pick up?
So online is there, right? Online kind of come immediately, and then also somebody else can pick up, but they still have to show the ID and show they're of age. So it's not like you can have your child pick up that's 17 years old. Like you still have to show your ID. It has to be scanned, and it will show what they purchased.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right.
One last question from me. I think you're already in the business and you're running legal shops already in Queens, correct?
Yes.
As a business owner, like when you see that there's just a rampant number of illegal pot shops in Queens, I just want to pick your brain. Like, what are your thoughts in terms of like how this entire process plays out? Like, are you working with the sheriff's office to like, because you're doing the right thing, but then there are all of these players out there that are not doing the right thing, that they're not even going through the process. Like, what are your thoughts? What do you feel is your responsibility as an owner of a legal pot shops?
Me personally, I kind of let OCM try to do what they supposed to do, right? The regs, as y'all see with everything, change so much. I don't know what we can and should do. We just try to make sure we're there, we talk to everybody, and we let them know what we have and that is safe. The legal shops, like if you remember, it was a time where they said they can't do anything, then it became do everything, then it became you shouldn't have done what you did. I have no clue what the status is with OCM when it comes to the legal shops. And you know, that's a world I won't want to guess what we should do because we don't know what the regulations are.
It sounds to me like you're willing to work with us. If we say no neon, we're not gonna get neon. If we
Yes.
say we don't like the color pink, we prefer purple, you're gonna give us.
100%.
It sounds to me like if we say, you know, listen, we don't want armed guards, we want, you know, unarmed with de-escalation, or, you know, we think it might make more sense, maybe even in the winter months to close at 9, maybe in the summer during concert season, you're open till 10, you know, those sorts of things. It does sound like you're willing to work with us. Is that accurate?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, all right.
And like I said, just to be clear, neon is not allowed on our end either.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's only what y'all requested, it's not
Okay,
allowed.
that's great, all right. I just wanted to make that clear because I think that's important.
Yeah.
David Shanks.
Are all your stores generic? Are they all the same?
No.
No. So what is the what is gonna be the difference with this store versus the other stores?
Well, it goes by size first and foremost, because every size is
Yeah.
different. Like the one in Briarwood is like 3,300 square feet. So this one I think is 1,600 square feet.
Right.
So what we do is we have architects that kind of put the floor plan together, and then once they put the floor plan, we judge if that look right for the neighborhood. Yeah, it's not kind of like
No,
a
what
template.
I'm saying is,
so-
but you're gonna be selling basically the same stuff.
Yes. Yeah, the pricing and everything. It's kind of like.
There's no like different prices because one is in Briarwood. and
Yeah,
one is in
because if
Flushing.
you do that, then you kind of deter people from coming to one location, going to the other. So we kind of, I think we was told to look at it like McDonald's, where everybody kind of numbers are the same. So we kind of run off of what we learned in the beginning. You know, once again, it changed all the time, but we go off what we learned in the beginning.
Thank you. Just in regards to the security guards, you mentioned that you're working with are you working with an third party, or are you hiring like direct, like they're coming to apply for the security
No,
guard?
they come and apply, but they work, a couple of them under 2 different companies. I don't remember the names, but
Okay.
one of the guys' company ran that Coney Island art
Okay.
wall,
Yeah,
so
that's
I
fine.
kind of guess they good
Fine.
with.
I just want to know if you were working with someone or if you were hiring directly.
Yeah,
Some choose to hire directly and some.
Yes, we do whatever work.
And then, I'll, in regards to the application, there's the phrase says open to close for security guards. Fantastic. But it does say 2. So I just want to know if that's 2, is it like a shift, like a 9 to?
We try to do
Time.
2 shifts.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to do 2 shifts, so they're not there like 12, 13 hours a day.
Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Lydia, question.
Yeah, usually the committee takes questions after we let him.
One question. You mentioned that right now you're not considering on-site consumption, but it's something that you can consider in the future. Is that something, are you, from the beginning, planning the store in a way to have that, just because of the concern of the school and the houses of worship, just something that doesn't make it attractive for young people to come in?
No, we're not even looking at doing on-site consumption there personally. Like I told you, I'm kind of from the neighborhoods, and every place is not made for the same. I don't think Austin Street is made for the on-site consumption.
Any other questions from the committee? I know you have a committee question, but is it towards Mr. Chris? Okay.
Are there any plans for future medical use or just retail?
No, we just do medical is a whole different license. That's like federal medicinal. We're just recreational.
Thank you.
Well, Greg or Gregory?
Either.
Thank you so much for your time. Do you have any questions or things for us before you?
I'm just happy to talk to the community about what we're doing.
Thank you. So we will, I'm gonna let you actually tell us.
So just for next steps, so that, you're free to go, the committee will discuss it, and then they'll
Yes.
make a recommendation to the community board. So that meeting will be pushing myself, March 12th.
Okay.
It won't be here, but I'll send all the details over to
Okay.
you guys, and we do expect someone to come to that meeting as well.
Yes.
Because the community board, as you know, is a larger group than this.
Yes.
So they may have additional questions that weren't asked here.
Okay.
So we'll send you all the details, and then that's when the community board will have a chance to, ask any questions that weren't asked tonight.
Okay.
And then, the community board will take a vote at that meeting.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Get home safe.
Thank you.
I don't want to touch
You don't have to. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Kevin, you can ask the question.
Hi, thank you.
Just make sure you keep it in your mouth like this.
Keep-
Because they have to be
my
on
mouth,
your.
yeah. Okay. So let's say the community board approves the application. Can this committee, Christine, this question is really for you. Can the community board write to the sheriff's office to shut down the illegal shops? I know they are two different things, but as we're approving these legal shops, there's 10 times the illegal shops that open up. It's just not working.
So the community board can always, the committee can always recommend to the community board that we want to write a letter saying that we want shops shut down. Obviously, they've been shutting down a lot of illegal shops in our community, and we can't tie that to this approval because that wouldn't be fair to the people that are doing it legally. To say, well, we're approving legal shops, but we want illegal shops shut down. They're two different statements, So let me finish. So yes, the answer to your question is yes, we can write a letter to the sheriff's office. I mean, anytime someone reports one to our office, we report it. I know the district attorney's office has been doing a lot of that. So without specific locations, I don't know that a general letter saying we want illegal shops shut down will be as effective as giving them a list of illegal shops in our community and saying we still see these open, we still see them selling illegal items. Can we get them shut down? I think that would make a lot more sense, just from my point of view, but yes.
There's one right on 71st and Continental. That shop has been shut down twice. And I was at the, no, I always forget its name. It's right next to the dumpling place. It's right across your office.
Oh, on Metro.
On Metro and 71st. Shut down twice. I was at the NCO meeting, and they said just keep following those 311 reports. That was their suggestion to us. I understand that we cannot tie it, but it is incredibly unfair to all the applicants that come through the door before us. And if we do not do something about the illegal shops, it doesn't give them, what's the point, right? So that's my comment.
Can I just?
Yeah, we have enough to go around.
A little positive.
I just want to say really quick before David says something. Kevin does have to leave at 7:45. He did preface that, so we do need to do a straw poll at some point before he
You
leaves.
can actually
Just-
take a vote, you have a quorum tonight.
Yeah,
You can take a vote.
What I was gonna say is, on a positive note, but it's always positive, walking to work the other day,
Yes.
they did break in and raid the smokehouse on Queensboro. You don't
They've
know.
been, yeah, no, they've been.
I was there when I saw all the emergency vans and the cops and everything.
They did one 2 weeks ago.
Right, they broke into that store and just, they were going with the flashlights all over. I mean, that doesn't, it's not a lot of stores, but it is,
One second.
I just want to clarify one thing also, and Kevin, I know we've had this conversation, but
There's a difference between a smoke shop and an illegal cannabis shop, or illegal shop. So once they're shut down for selling illegal products, they can reopen and sell things like vapes, sell things like cigarettes, whatever they are licensed to sell, as long as they stop selling the illegal things that they were shut down for. So if you see one reopen, it doesn't mean that the illegal shop reopened. It means that they could have reopened their business, but they're selling legal products.
I'm gonna let you, Kevin, I just wanna make sure you have, because I know you have to be somewhere. So, I love it, I just wanna say real quick, before we vote, just a reminder, we are here to submit a, letter of like, saying that we're okay with them, like a letter of support. And we can also have a caveat, so if we say yes to letter of support, we can say with stipulations, correct, Christine? So just FYI, okay, Kevin?
Yes.
Do you wanna ask your question before we do the vote?
No, I just do the vote with conditions.
Okay, with,
All the
okay, if there are conditions, I know you might have some, but if someone else does too, we'll say that, so, okay.
You mentioned.
Robert.
Wait, you didn't say what the conditions.
Oh, sorry, yeah, what are the conditions? What are the conditions?
The conditions must be the signage.
Mike, we're recording.
The conditions must be the signage. It should be this discrete signage, no neon, right? Nothing that's attractive.
The guns. No, we don't want on guns. I mean, I don't want it.
I don't think there's anybody's for.
The hours, we talk about the hours.
We have to vote on that.
In the winter,
Always
in the
included
winter.
in there, because you said it's an option. Let's make sure it's in there so it doesn't go.
What you could say about the hours is something, if you don't wanna be specific about the hours, you could say something like, you know, like please, like notice the hours of the businesses around you or something like that. I don't know, like if you wanna give them a specific time when they should close.
Match the hours of the business.
May I recommend, we recommend that the hours of operation be reflect, or compatible with, other businesses within the community.
Yes. Everyone
I mean, they're not gonna close at 7 o'clock with Sephora's, but 10 o'clock with the restaurants is right.
Okay.
Well, that's what we're putting, it's more of a general comment, a general thing, because I heard you say that earlier, I think you mentioned it, so I'm glad we're making that point.
And just so you know, this is your recommendation to the community board.
So the community board members could say, no, we think that's a terrible idea, and vote a different way, but this is your recommendation to the community board.
So,
Sorry, just Ms. Marcel.
okay, so the three caveats that we have right now is discrete signage, no neon, no armed guards, and the hours of operation to be reflective of other businesses in the neighborhood. Did you have another one?
I did. I didn't talk about this when he was here because Heather kind of covered all and when she was like, you'll work with us. But I know that one of the things that, and it's just an aesthetics thing, like I'm looking at their other stores, there are some things that are aesthetically pleasing as far as it being kind of clean, but then some things that were not necessarily that nice, like the signage. I personally, while in support of the shops, don't necessarily like when it's like, there's a heavy smell. And I've been to some shops where there isn't a heavy smell. I'm not sure like what the differences are,
You mean
but like
inside or outside?
both, right? I mean, inside is one thing, but just kind of like even walking by, like it's just as alluring as neon signs and as candy and as, you know what I mean? Like if it's a smell that's really carrying and the school is right there and people are concerned about that, it's still very alluring, right? So I think that if we are also saying like that they're willing to work with us, maybe work with us on the aesthetics as well as.
And ventilation.
Smell, would that be considered?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. How do we say that? Can we say that? Is that a thing?
We can say anything we want.
Can we say that? Like,
What if we say?
I feel like places like Cure and all that have been able to keep a very clean.
So smell might be more about ventilation system within the store?
Maybe.
The mic, please.
Did you, I don't know, but did you check with the church?
There is no church within 200 feet of
We don't have
the business. As long as it's not, so
They
even if
got around to the parking lot. Park right to the parking lot.
Yeah, but
And
if
they
meets the
entrance to the
OCS
school.
requirements.
And the
It has to
entrance
be-
to the school.
Yeah, it has to be more than 500 feet, so.
The entrance to the school is 528 feet, so that's 28 feet more than the 500, and the church is a little less, but it's more than 200 feet. I didn't write down the exact difference between the other one, so they are within the.
Just wait for someone to respond to the church. Okay?
I'm gonna tell them, or Christine's gonna tell them, that again, that's not up to us as a community board, they will probably reach out to us, because that's us making that letter of support, but they have to reach out to OCM, because OCM and their board makes those decisions in regards to proximity, unfortunately. So, I only know that because
And we
we were
can
talking.
suggest that they open communication with the church and the school as well. You know, I mean, maybe that's how they could bridge, you know, like a little bit of a
Neighborly, communication between the church and the school. So that's something that you could request from them. I don't know if you want to put it in your recommendation, but
It's up to you. Do you want to split it? We can always, Gus and I can work on the verbiage before we submit this to the board, and we can always let you all see it. But I think we need to have something so we know what you're looking for us to say. So if you want us then to have open communication with the church, okay. And then we can work on the verbiage. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's understandable. Okay.
So, hold on, so we all clear?
Read it down.
Do you have another question?
I didn't have a question, I just had a quick, I was gonna repeat what Heather said real quick. You know what, I will say, I was 50-50 on this applicant up until the fact that, exactly what Heather said. This guy, my intuition, and I'm pretty good at this stuff, my intuition is if the board calls him and say, hey, we've received complaints about X, Y, and Z, he will be a good neighbor. I'm 90% correct when I call on my intuition on that. So whatever that's worth, this guy would be a good operator. I just don't like the fact of I'm pretty sure like.
What was your other 50%?
Sometimes I'm wrong about people. I mean,
No,
I mean what I used to say about you.
No.
This is mine.
What was the other 50%?
Originally when I said I was 50-50 on him, just because I don't like the fact of he's literally working the hustle of filing the 50 applications for cousins, brothers, uncles. I mean, that's exactly what this is. That's how this franchise all came to do. This literally is like,
But that was my reservation. My
it's
thing
legal.
is-
It's legalized drug dealing, which I would have done the same thing. I actually kind of disappointed that I didn't do it.
But I think that to what you said like your intuition about him is that he'd be a good neighbor. My concern is that it wouldn't be him.
It's not going to be.
My concern is that he's a front for other people, and then they wouldn't. That was my biggest thing. Like if it's him, cool. But like, how do we know that it's not just like I was looking up the corner gay guy or whatever the name is, and I think that's a lawyer or whatever.
Vincent.
Right, and it's like, but how do we know that this guy is the charm that comes in and, wins us over, and then they open up the shop and it's a whole different crew of people that,
Very charming.
Very, very.
Just a reminder, we have an extra large sign for age 21 and older, please. Extra large sign, age 21 and older.
That's a very good
You know
point.
that
I
he
didn't put that.
already has 6 locations open. There's a way to check with the community board in that area, or the shops.
Oh, the other places where he operates? I could ask the other district managers if they've had issues with him.
But online, the only one that has a lot of traction is Murray Hill, and I think he was saying that the one they just opened,
The one in
right?
Briarwood.
Yeah. Briarwood, they just opened, but I was seeing that, yeah. But I saw that Murray Hill has a lot of press. I mean, the governor was there, did the ribbon cutting.
Okay, hold on,
Yeah? Yes, I apologize. Yes.
Okay,
Very good,
so,
very good, by the way.
Just to make sure, we're voting, and the caveats are open communication with the church, smell, ventilation, nothing outside. We'll figure out how to say it, it will sound nicer. Discrete signage, no neon, and an age 21 plus large, no armed guards, and the hours of operation to reflect the other businesses. Yeah, open communication with the church.
No, we're gonna vote, so we're gonna put the names and.
We can just change open communication with the church and other businesses. Yeah, we can do that. Okay. Robert? Yes. Okay. Kevin?
Just speak loud.
Oh, yes, if you guys
It's
could.
okay, as long as they speak loud.
Lindsay?
Yes.
I am yes with conditions are met.
No, this is all with the conditions.
Yes, that, yes.
Yes.
Juliet?
No,
Okay.
yes, with the conditions.
I don't
Can
think.
I vote?
No, she's not on.
And then David.
Sorry, you can
Yeah,
vote
yes with the
anyway.
conditions.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so the yes has it.
She's, Kavish and Nisia joined us tonight.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much to the committee. Thank you to the committee members who made an effort to come tonight. I really appreciate that. To be very transparent, we have not had quorum in quite a long time, so having this quorum tonight is a really awesome experience to be able to go back to the board in our next meeting and say that we were able to meet quorum and did have a straw poll. We actually voted with the conditions. So I really want to appreciate you all making the time to come tonight. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Brentley and Gladys, for leading this committee and, sending out reminder emails and, really just, sometimes we get busy and we forget or, we make other plans. So I think it really helps when you guys send reminder emails. So we appreciate that. Thank you.